feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no wave.
All right, so that's already old. Okay, let's start off with the obvious. And I think the obvious is just what the title says. What should Drake's next move be? I think we've all acknowledged that though the battle or the beef with Kendrick Lamar seems to be at a standstill for right now, we haven't heard a diss song in a few weeks. We don't know of any plans of more overt disses. I'm pretty sure, though, sneak disses will continue on both of their projects. What is going to happen now? Because I think right now both artists are in a very different place. I think the expectation of Kendrick Lamar is that Kendrick Lamar is going to take the reins and probably be the biggest rapper in the game. He's going to surpass Drake because a lot of people are fucking with him. Like, a lot of people are really saying, yo, Kendrick, this is your moment to motherfucking shine, right? Now, bigger than that is people saying what's Drake's whole, disposition when it comes to the game. I think a lot of people are saying, Drake is in an unfamiliar position that he hasn't been in years, where his talents, his skill, even his legacy is all being doubted. A lot of people are talking about things that he thought he got past. Ghostwriting, his commitment to culture, him being black, right? Him being someone who not only is a student of the art of rapping and hip-hop, but someone who clearly, is in tune with hip-hop culture, which is intuitively black culture. These are conversations that at some point during his 15-year career, people thought these things were settled, except, it's all back on the table. So the question is, and I guess that's where I'm kicking off this conversation, and I'm going to read a lot of your, whether your donations or your comments or whatever. What should Drake's next move be, right? What's next? Now, I was sitting back and I was thinking, man, because I'm just hearing so much. And obviously, I get what a lot of y'all are saying. Y'all are saying, you're just a fucking glazer. Like, you're a dick sucker. You're doing tricks on you. I've heard whatever you guys have said about me. It's all good. And I had to think to myself, and I'm like, am I just shooting Drake unnecessary bail? Am I just like, whatever. It's like, it's not like I'm like jumping out, like just blatantly lying and be like, yo, Drake won the beef. I never said that, you know what I mean? But people still think because I'm not kicking Drake's back in, right? Because it feels like the media and everybody else, they're either dead silent or they're all kicking Drake's back in, right? Like, let's be honest, right? Like, everybody's just like, they're saying the worst things about him, right? Because of that, I feel like people feel like, yo, you're just a dick rider. Like, you're not willing to say this guy's a fraud. This guy doesn't belong in the top 5 or top 10. And even despite this battle, you don't think his music is garbage now, right? Again, it's kind of like an interesting phenomenon, but we'll actually evaluate it. Anyway, I feel like this leads up to this next thing, and follow me in this train of thought because I realized something recently. I really realized something recently. And by the way, before I say it, and I hate that I got to give these caveats or I have to give these disclaimers, but I have to give them just because anytime I make a point about Drake now, like, again, I literally said I was disappointed by the reference track, and people are not happy with that. They want me to literally say, fuck Drake, he's a fraud, he's a bitch ass. They want me, and it's kind of crazy where hip-hop convos now, people just want you to say what affirms their belief, not what your thoughts are, right? Like, yeah, I said I was disappointed. They're like, oh, that's not enough. Say he's a fraud. Say we are going to kick him out of hip-hop. Say you're not a fan no more. Like, that's just not true. So again, I'm kind of watching all this happen, and I was like, yo, damn, like, the fans are going to be the fans because half of y'all are trolls, and it is what it is. But I'm like, yo, damn, like, what's going on the industry level? Because for the most part in the industry, and even like, not only the rappers, I've told you, by the way, a lot of y'all did guess that rapper who I was saying that didn't, remember I gave her a hint. I said, yo, there's a rapper who a lot of people think is cool with Drake, but they're not cool. They're not cool, okay? And actually, that person don't fuck with Drake at all. And people were, I don't want to give no more clues. Some people got it. And then for some people, they were like, oh, we kind of knew that. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I only said that because it wasn't abundantly clear. Like, if I said both names, you wouldn't be able to piece shit together very openly. Be like, of course they don't like each other. you'd be like, I don't know if they don't like each other, but I know they have songs together. That's what you would probably say. You know, and I'm glad you guys didn't start throwing other people under the bus, like, of course, like the 21 Savages and Yachty's. It's not them, clearly, right? But I'll leave it at that for now. Regardless, I was just sitting back and thinking why some of the vitriol and why people kind of feel a certain way about Drake. And I kind of did come up with something. I came up with something. And I want to see if you guys follow along with what I'm saying. What gave me some context was actually Juan Epstein, which is a podcast by Cipha Sounds and Peter Rosenberg, right? And what first came out was this thing that, you know, Cipha Sounds came out and said, yo, OVO 40 threatened him because he allegedly played, or he didn't actually play Not Like Us in Toronto, but he basically said, why are you showing love to this motherfucker Drake? No, not Drake, I mean Kendrick. Yo, I'll get you banned or whatever. Let me play his words, not mine. But I'm going to lead you to a thought, not with just one clip. I got a few, okay? Just bear with me. Here we go.
I'm in Toronto. I get a DM from 40. He said, how about I go to your city and play a song where someone calls you a pedophile? I'm like, okay. And he goes, I'm fucking giving you the gist because I lost the messages. Basically, I knew you never liked us. You act nice, but you're really a bitch. It's on site. Oh. When I see you, look at you, you're laughing. When I see you, I'm gonna smack you in the mouth.
Smack you in the mouth.
Smack you in the mouth. He goes, I know you never liked us, which is the craziest to me. I understand the violence, but I know you never liked us. How? Why? You think that?
How did you
I'm
know that?
Why did only supportive and play everything you put out? What are you talking about?
But okay, sure.
It's on site. There was more. Fuck. It was just like
there's a major part you're forgetting.
What?
What about the out of the blue Free Palestine?
Oh yeah, Free Palestine. I don't know what that meant. It was just in the middle with the Palestinian flag.
We don't know. What the flag?
Is it because so I'm in Toronto. I get a DM from 40. So I'm Hi, my name is Cipha Sounds, and apparently I'm involved in some crazy internet.
Oh, of course. I muted. Akademiks back again. So let me go back. So first and foremost, you heard what Cipha Sounds said. The guy in the middle here, that's over 40, you know, he suffers from MS, and I'm not saying that to define him. He's actually a real cool guy. I've talked to him a bunch of times. Really cool, good guy. Anyway, but he's synonymous with Drake's career, with Drake's sound. He's the guy who mixes everything that Drake would rap on. There hasn't been a song for over 15 years that comes out with Drake's voice that he is not the engineer that records slash mix. Well, he's not really a recording engineer, but he's a mixing. He does the mixing. So Noel would do the recording. He's gonna do. Actually, Noel doesn't mix. I'm tripping. He's a producer responsible for the sound. Sorry, like I'm over here fucking up. It's the happy dad. So he's the guy responsible for Drake's sound. When you thought about that pocket that, you know, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, those airy beats, beat switches, like these, where like Drake found these pockets to give such these great songs. 40 was on it. Now his role is bigger than that. Even when Drake does like other remixes or he gets on other people's song, he'll bring his producer in, 40, and 40 will do a lot to kind of curtail whatever song that Drake is going to be on to have the sound that Drake needs to have, right? Especially sonically, especially with the beats or whatever the case is. Anyway, I say all that to say he's as much as part of Drake's career and sound as, LeBron James' trainer is, right? Like without LeBron probably having some of the best trainers in the world that work with him all the time, or physical therapists, these are the people that make sure LeBron's in peak condition every fucking game. They're part of LeBron's career. That's 40. So 40 is as integral to Drake as anything could be. Anyway, no one's shocked that he's, of course, upset or, feeling like OVO's being attacked or his guy's being attacked. But people not really used to him talking crazy, right? So when we heard that from Cipha Sounds, we're like, oh shit, this nigga's talking crazy. That's kind of wild. However, we got clarification because Cipha Sounds put up another video and he started to clarify what he was talking about on that podcast clip. He said this.
Hi, my name is Cipha Sounds, and apparently I'm involved in some crazy internet controversy right now. So I'm going to clear things up. First and foremost, there's a bunch of blog headlines and Instagram posts saying that OVO 40 threatened me because I played Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us in Toronto. Not true whatsoever. So here's the deal. First of all, I've been going to Toronto since 1998. It's my second home. I got so many friends there, so much family. I love the city. I would never, I don't know if you know me. You don't know me. People that know me know I am not no fucking fuckface idiot that would go to Toronto and play Not Like Us. That is a stupid thing to do. I hate all this beef shit. I hate controversy. I hate smoke. I hate drama. I hate this. Those two are beefing with each other. It's nasty for the culture. It's negative and it's detrimental. Here's the thing about me though. Here's what happened. I did some shows with Dave Chappelle in Toronto 2 weeks ago, and some pictures of those shows went up. This kid that's now helping me with my social media, brand new, just hired him, put up the pictures from that show and put the Kendrick Lamar song underneath. And I was like, uh-oh, whoa, don't do that. Craziness. Called him, said, hey, that's a dumb move. Take it down. He was like, I thought it'd be funny. It wasn't. Take it down. Took it down immediately. Pictures are back up. Had a great time in Toronto. Now, here's the deal. OVO 40. Why am I calling him OVO 40? 40 was mad at me. I'm hoping that man to man, we can still have this conversation. I told the story on my podcast because I was hurt about what happened. Hopefully we could talk it out. I want no smoke. I want no drama. Love the guy. The big fan. Again, I would never be disrespectful. And I did not play the song in Toronto. I wasn't even DJing. I was doing stand-up comedy. And hopefully the blogs put all this stuff up to clear it up. Bye. Hi, my name is Cipha Sounds.
Okay, so after this, he did another podcast with Rosenberg, and they further talked about it here. I'll play it.
One time I put up a picture of me and Pusha T. Random.
Now, in this clip, he's talking about Drake and his team being sensitive. Okay, he says Drake and his team is sensitive. So let's play.
Because I just go through my phone, I look for old pictures, and I put stuff up. Random.
All right.
40 hit me up. Yo, why'd you put that picture up? Don't even know what picture he's talking about. What picture? Picture with you and Pusha. Oh, just an old picture I had. I'm just trying to get better with my content of telling old stories. Yo, he disrespected me. He disrespected my community. He said he wanted me dead, and because of the MS and all that shit, I was like, oh, again, I don't listen to lyrics like that. I know you and Pusha and your team had beef. I didn't know he said that specifically. Also, I have a big connection with Pusha T. I was the A&R of the Clip's second album. I broke Grinding in New York. I played Grinding from January of 2001 and didn't break until Memorial Day. I played it. Huh?
Memorials.
So I have a connection with Pusha T. But to not be a dick and to be respectful of your feelings, I took it down. We had a conversation. I took it down. Why couldn't we have done the same thing about this? Why couldn't we? Because you're going through a lot. Because your team is under fire right now.
We
and
get
I
it.
get it.
We get
Literally, someone got shot in front of Drake's house. I
Right.
get it.
Get it. Yo,
But I'm always the conversation guy. Come on, man. Come on.
This is, you remember the old story about when I was a dick. I admittedly was a dick, but it was good content and it was how I feel. So I wasn't lying. I wasn't being performative. I was just maybe could have kept it to myself. Remember when I dissed the Drake video and he called me screaming
Which
at me?
video?
God's Plan.
I don't remember, but yeah.
So I went on the air and I was like, this God's Plan video is corny. Why are you giving out money and showing yourself giving out money and you making yourself a hero? It's corny. I said it was corny.
Yeah. So he yelled at you?
Screamed. Couldn't even
For
tell
what?
Couldn't tell who it was. He was screaming so loud I couldn't tell who it was.
For what though?
Why
saying the video's corny?
Yeah, like why did I have to say that shit? He tried to do something good. And I just had to shit on it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I shitting on something he did that was trying to be good? That video of me, it wasn't like it was making the rounds everywhere, as I recall. I don't think it was some big thing. It was just a segment that we did. And here is the issue with 40 and Drake. They want you to treat them. You know what treatment they want in both those cases? They want the homie treatment. They want, like, for example, if 40 was literally your good friend.
Okay, by the way, this is very important. Actually, I'm going to put it up on their page that I can rewind a little bit. This is what I realized about the media recently, right? Juan Epstein, Juan Ep's life. This was a very good point brought up.
And it disappeared.
Yeah.
But
here we go.
And be like, whatever.
Here we go.
They want you and you making yourself a hero. It's corny. I said it was corny.
Yeah. So he yelled at you?
Screamed. Couldn't even
For
tell
what?
Couldn't tell who it was. He was screaming so loud I couldn't tell who it was.
For what though?
Why
saying the video's corny?
Yeah, like why did I have to say that shit? He tried to do something good. And I just had to shit on it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I shitting on something he did that was trying to be good? That video of me, it wasn't like it was making the rounds everywhere, as I recall. I don't think it was some big thing. It was just a segment that we did. And here is the issue with 40 and Drake.
Here we go.
They want you to treat them. You know what treatment they want in both those cases? They want the homie treatment. They want, like, for example, if 40 was literally your good friend, like your good friend, or Drake, maybe before we talked about any of this, you would reach out, you check in, and you'd be like, yo, I'm going to address it like this, that, and the next. How do you feel about blank? Maybe you would do that because y'all were like friends.
Wait, who? Me?
Yes, like if you were actually close with those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Then maybe before we discussed it, you'd reach out and be like, "Hey," and you'd come to the table with some insight because you would talk to them.
But what? But before I put up these videos about the beef?
Well, it's a bad example because in this case, you didn't even say anything.
Yeah. Okay, but I see what you're saying.
But go back to even mine, for example. He wanted to get the homie treatment from me of like, I saw something I didn't like, it was corny. But since he's the homie, I should just ignore it and be like, whatever.
Okay.
Keep listening, chat.
But here's the problem. In order to get the homie treatment from human beings, you have to treat those human beings like the homie.
Yeah.
And that's natural. You might call that kissing ass or politics or whatever. But like,
we're getting closer, chat.
Even to this day, bro, I haven't even been talking to Kendrick in a few years. I went to his show. They took care of me and got me, tickets to the last tour, shit like that. I talked to Top Dog pretty regularly. I talked to Punch here and there, but I don't talk to Kendrick. He's kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
But even when this shit came up and started happening, they're sending me the song. They're reaching out. They're making contact. They're doing things that remind you have a relationship with someone. Right. I'm a fallible, normal human being. We all want to feel like we're connected to people. That's not unnatural. Drake never does that shit. He latches on to whoever the hottest person is right now.
Like who?
Bobby Altoff. Akademiks, Aiden Ross, whoever the person of the moment is, that's who he does shit with. Elliot Wilson, when he wants to go do the rap.
You see where I'm going, chat? If you've been wondering, Ak look like the biggest glazer on earth. Why does every other press outlet or even media person? I'm going to get to a point.
One.
Right.
I'm a fallible, normal human being. We all want to feel like we're connected to people. That's not unnatural. Drake never does that shit. He latches on to whoever the hottest person is right now. Bobby Altoff, Akademiks, Aiden Ross, whoever the person of the moment is, that's who he does shit with. Elliot Wilson, when he wants to go do the rap radar shit, whoever that person he's feeling at that moment is, but he wants everybody to still treat him like he's this regular guy who's hanging out with everyone. But like, you're not. You're not.
Yeah, I mean, you want the homie treatment, be the homie. And it's not hard. You know who calls me every once in a while randomly to say hi and hangs up?
P. Diddy. Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Nori.
Nori, yes.
Nori. You know who I love, who I'd go to war with at any moment? Nori. Mano. Like a couple of guys, and I got no beef with any of the other people that don't do it. But I'll tell you this, Nori one day hits rock bottom, he smokes up all his money. I got a couch right here for you, bro.
Actual homie treatment, because that's normal.
My homie was DJ Khaled back in the day, homie.
Oh.
And then I felt he was drifting away from that. And we had a very public argument about it that spread all around YouTube, early days of us on Hot 97. And I said it straight up. I'm hurt that you don't call me like you used to. But I never stop playing your records, playing your songs. If I see you, it's all good. It's all good.
Do you mean that part though with him? Like if he reached out to you still and needed something, you'd look out still?
100%. 100%. I'm not like that, bro. I don't have the time for it.
Okay. So I played that to say this, okay? And this is a theory of mine, honestly. Now, I think when it comes to rappers and, you know, when you think about, why Drake, blah, 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 with rappers, it's very interesting and convoluted. Drake has fucked some of these niggas' bitches. Drake has, Drake has jumped on their song at the peak of their career, and then when they were on a low, they asked Drake for a feature, and Drake probably ignored them, right? Like, I have a few people who did that. Drake, like, with rappers is a little bit different, but here's the thing that I realized also about the media, and most of the media, and I'm being honest with y'all, right? I won't call necessarily any names, but I think this is very, at least Rosenberg said it. The majority of the rap media has resentment for Drake. A lot of resentment for Drake. That's why every time when I'm being a fan, like I've always told you, I've never met the guy. I just like his music. I don't feel I'm owed an interview, even though some people think I don't think none of that shit. I know how to work the media. As long as I have a direct access to you and I could be a source and I could be like, I gonna get what he gonna get. I always thought with me at 6ix9ine, having the access to 6ix9ine was bigger than any interview. You might disagree, but I play the media platform game better than anybody else. Anyway, I say that to say this. Drake has promised an interview to everybody. They always tell me that. I'm like, what? That's why I always say, like, when they're like, yo, if Drake does an interview, got to do with you. I'm like, why? Like, Elliot Wilson look like he's dying to get another interview. Yo, Nori and them look like, they can't wait to have him on Drink Champs. I think they might hate me if I just got an interview. So I've always wanted Drake to give these guys an interview, even before me. But I think what happened is Drake promised everybody an interview. Gillian Wallow, Drink Champs, Joe Budden podcast. Probably was cool with these guys during the radio station days. And everybody realized that Drake does what he does when a rapper falls off. Drake don't still be hitting your line. He moves the fuck on. And I think that gets you a little bit upset. You know why? Drake only taps in with what's hot. Now, you could say that is indicative of Drake being a horrible person. He's a user. He used these guys when he needed them, but when he didn't, he stopped fucking with them. Perhaps. I don't know. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying perhaps. Some might be like, well, that's the nature of the game. The people who are at the top stick together. Perhaps. Not saying that's not cool. You might even say, well, that's why Drake is having his karma. Because now when Drake needs friends, everybody's looking at Drake to say, remember when I needed you as a friend? When I got cold and I needed a verse? And remember you took my first big hit and you remixed it and I asked you for five other features and you didn't do it because I was cold? Yeah. A lot of the media guys are doing that too. You want to point out a couple names? I don't want to make the names. I don't want to actually, because these are my peers and, I don't want to have no problems with my peers or whatever, but don't y'all see it? How many of these hip-hop pundits, platforms, who you thought they had a decent relationship with Drake, they're now in the business of kicking Drake back in? Why? Drake has disrespected them. Joe Budden, Elliott Wilson, a few of them. Drake has ignored them. Drake, I like what Rosenberg said because he kept it honest. A lot of this industry is giving niggas the homie treatment. And when you spent an entire career, and people always want to give the homie treatment to the guy at the top, no Diddy. When you feel used by said person, you don't have that grace no more. And I think that's what Drake is probably guilty of, 100%. I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but I'm starting to see where some of the resentment, especially on the media side, is. Yeah, my nigga, like, hey, I can't be mad at my peers or anybody immediate for them feeling the way about Drake and them probably pressing the line on this current battle or whatever current narrative with Drake. I do the same. Didn't I tell y'all with Meek Mill when that nigga thought I was down and out and tried to disrespect? I waited till I was on the top just to shit on that nigga. I couldn't wait. So I'm not mad. And I'm not saying that Drake is being done wrong or nothing like, but I'm pointing out a thing that is happening, right? It is happening, right? Drake, in a lot of people's minds, have used others under the guise of friendship or you my mans, only for him not to need them anymore, and that relationship cease to exist. They can't call a favor in. They don't get no contact with him. By the way, I know it's as a fact, because there was certain people, and none of the people I mentioned before, but some people like, yo, out of everybody who could be the source of what Drake is saying, it's Ak. Like, they were so upset. They were so upset. Yo, why Drake sending his shit to Ak? They were so upset. Why? Because they have, yo, I helped him out in 2008. Yo, I'm one of the first thing is to play his record in 2009. And that builds up a lot of resentment. Okay? I'm not saying what Drake is doing or did is right, but I do think that Drake should probably be very cognizant of this. A lot of people feel like you've used them and thrown them to the wayside, and they waited for the day that you needed them again. And some of these guys are thinking you need them again. Because they're looking around there saying, Drake, there's nobody getting your back. There's no, you think Akademiks and Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat is going to convince the culture that you're still the guy as opposed to Kendrick and 55 other rappers who are saying you're not? Oh, you do need us, nigga. I see where you fucked up. That is a point. That is a point. That's a point. I'm being honest with you. That is a point. Drake promising people interviews. Drake promising niggas verses. Drake, yes. And by the way, Drake knows it too. I know Drake knows it. Drake knows it. Me and him, we've talked, and through our conversations, he knows it. He might be a little bit oblivious to it, but he knows it. And I'll leave it there because I don't want to go into no specific examples. Those are private conversations. But he knows it. There's a lot of people who have resentment for him, whether it's artists. There's certain artists that he intended to work with. But for whatever reason, they couldn't agree on a song. They couldn't agree on the timing, the release of the record. Those artists felt away. They felt played. They felt that Drake was only tapping in when they were hot. And when they fell off a little bit, they start getting mad. This motherfucker Drake, he played me about releasing the record, spun me like a fool when I was hot. Now I need the nigga to get back hot. He's nowhere to be found. Some of those people allegedly popped out. I've realized that. And again, for the people, this is not a glaze. This is nothing like that. I think Drake does have to think about that. In your path and your route to the top, people felt, and maybe some of that what Kendrick was talking about, people felt that a lot of these relationships that you allegedly forged were not real. They were fake. They were one-sided. They felt it only served you. And they felt manipulated, used, this and third. Now I get it. There's Drake fans and even myself and probably Drake himself that would say, how? I collaborated with you or I gave you an interview at the time. You were the guy to get the interview. Why when now I'm still the guy and you're not the guy anymore? Or do I have to come up to Hot 97 and give you another interview and another Funk Flex freestyle for you to speak positively about me? And it's not like it's pay to play for positives, but for you not to just blanketly hate. This is a thing, chat. I'm not going to say it is for everybody, but what Rosenberg said is 100% very, very common among a lot of people who I've even talked to. Because there was a lot of motherfuckers who used to be, oh yeah, Drake used to tell me this. He used to tell me when he's putting out that. That's not the case no more. Drake only tell me. And then when I talk to them, they kind of feel like, what? Word? It's almost like a little, not jealousy in a way, but it feels like it. I'm like, oh shit, well, I'm not taking it no way because what the fuck that got to do with me? And also, I'm never jealous of Drake's relationship with nobody. But also, people might look at it and they might think about it across the board. 2-3 years ago, Drake was in what's that song that he dissed Dirk dissed 6ix9ine on? What's this song called? I'm in a club, relax, like play me that boy in a club. What's it called? What's the name of that song? What's the name of that song? I forgot the name of that song. Laugh Now, Cry Later. And people might be like, well, shit, if we go here, first of all, bunch of things. You're with Dirk. In 2020, who's hotter than Dirk? It's 2020. But not only that, the person who we couldn't see Drake without was him and Drewski. Him and Drewski was like this. It felt like Drewski was OVO. By the way, I'm not saying him and Drewski is not cool. These days, Drake, Sexy Red, what's the name of that song? We see a new comedian. Oh my God, they're going to hate on me with this fucking ad blocker shit. We see a new comedian. It's Ben the Don. They'll be like, well, Ben is like the hot. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what it is or what it's not. Obviously, Drewski's really successful, so I'm pretty sure Drewski's not like, damn, he used me, right? Yo, he used me, and now he's fucking with a new comedian, right? See, now that's Ben the Don right here. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure there might be another comedian after Ben the Don, and he might be kicking it with him. You get what I'm saying? I don't think people look at it like that, right? But some people do take it that personal. Now, some people, remember, when Drake first showed love to When Drake first showed love to the streamers or streaming community, he popped on with Ninja. Years later, he's only fucking with Kai and Aiden. Ninja, I don't want to say my boy fell off. I don't think he fell off. But Ninja ain't the same Ninja with that type of whatever. This how Ninja spoke about it.
You can get your name stitched on the back, also pretty dope. Corbin Jackrabbit's new album, you can get your name stitched on the back, also pretty dope. You know, is he gonna buy, you know, my next line of Ninja merch? You know? Or my Ninja headband? Probably not. I feel like Drake saw that I was up and coming in the gaming scene, and he thought it would be a perfect way to just tap into another source of viewers by playing with me. He also might have just wanted a game. I'm not sure. But he's a genius, dude. I'd love to buy it, but then I feel like very fanny. Which I am. So
yeah, so
yes, I will be buying the jacket, is basically what I'm trying to say.
yeah, so you know, he didn't seem salty or nothing like that. But yeah, there's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of media platforms. I'm gonna keep it a being with you. And I do love Elliot. But I do think that Elliot probably feels some way like that as well. I think Elliot was like, and I think that's what probably came with a slight entitlement when he saw Drake doing the interview with Bobby Altoff. He was like, yo, we have a thing going on. You did 2 interviews with us. At the time, you see what people don't know, before this Rap Radar interview.
I think,
you know, Drake, like the Rap Radar platform served to cement or to establish Drake's authenticity within rap, while there were people who were having doubts about his authenticity, his dedication, or his likeness to some of the older or former rappers, whether it be Jay-Z, Nas, and people of, you know, the past days, but the MCs. So him being on Rap Radar, even though Drake obviously was a way bigger artist, it was him utilizing that platform, right? And I think that's what Elliot was like, yeah, nigga, there's a time you needed me, motherfucker. I could imagine Block Boy JB might feel the same. Block Boy JB, Drake collab. I think he said he was ready for another one. He said on like an Instagram live or something like that. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Anyway, he was just basically saying, yo, Drake, let's do another one. Of course, Drake's not like doubling back to go do another collab with Block Boy JB. Like, yeah, that's over. Maybe he might be feeling the way. I'm not saying he is. By the way, he did an interview with
It's through your success for you to change and become a different person that's like, you know, more like the average rapper, the average celebrities. You sometimes feel like, you know, the label or whoever wanted you to be, you know, cast a negative narrative, gave people weird expectations of what was supposed to be coming from you.
Not to be honest, I feel like I didn't even blow up that fast. It's just like motherfuckers weren't even on me. So when I had this song, it blew up. I didn't blow up, the song blew up. Mm-hmm. So like, people didn't even just know that I had like fucking 4 mixtapes out.
Anyway, you know, again, that's one of the things I've kind of realized. Second of all, I've realized is this. Drake has done a very good job of fooling the industry like he was always the industry guy. And I believe there is a lot of resentment for Drake because what Drake really did, and we could go back to the Rap Radar interview, Rap Radar, and he literally says it. He says, when talking about his favorite albums, he said, Take Care it wasn't what he wanted it to be because it was an industry-created album. It was when the industry could tell him what to do. The conversation about Drake in ever since pretty much about like 2012, 2013, is that Drake literally took the industry and brought it to Toronto. Not necessarily like Toronto, the place of Toronto, but Drake, the industry has been they've felt the ramifications of him, not that he's going along with what they wanted. So at a certain point, Drake realized he was the guy. And he started dictating what the industry was going to have to adapt to, tolerate, and do other things with. And I don't think that sat well among a lot of people, not only his peers, but executives as well. You could literally hear him saying that in the interview, he says, yo, Thank Me Later was a industry kind of created album. After that, I basically did whatever the fuck I wanted. I've heard the stories. They say, yo, Drake don't talk to the label. He only talks to Lucian when it's time to get more money. When Drake wants to upload, they have zero input on anything. He sends them the product and says, upload it now. He don't ask for nothing. For most artists, they're having meetings about budgets. They're like, yo, okay, yo, we're going to decide A, B, C, and D. You know, like infamously Wale used to have these fights with his label. His label always said to Wale, yo, we know best for you. So we're going to pick the single. We're going to give you the budget. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. With Drake, from what I've heard, he's had zero contact with Republic, and their job is usually to clear records after he sends it to them, and he's not sending it to them for them to go listen into the office and call a meeting and be like, hey, let's talk about the rollout plan for Drake. By the way, that's also affected Drake. Have we seen Drake with a extravagant rollout plan other than the shit where he was doing like the billboards and everything? That's not even a rollout plan. No. He's operated as, I send you the music, the latest as possible. Yo, I've kind of teased that I'm about to drop next week. It's Monday. He wants to come out on Friday. He sends over the album. He's not going. What usually happens, all type of meetings happen. Yo, you go meet with Spotify. You go meet with Apple Music. I know this as a fact because I ain't trying to put people out there. I'll have my man at Spotify call me and be like, is Drake coming? That happens for no other artist. You know why? Every artist submits their music to Spotify at least a week or two before. So Spotify listens to it, picks their song to playlist, this and third. Apple Music, the same. It'll be the night of, and the niggas at these companies don't know if it's coming. Why? Drake doing his own thing. He don't give a fuck. That's a fact. I'm telling you this is a fact. I think the industry has resented that type of way of doing business, but couldn't do anything about it. If that makes sense. They've resented it. Yeah, this motherfucker isn't playing ball. What happens in the game is you have to play ball. He's not playing ball. Why is it important to play ball? Because if we gotta push back our artists indefinitely and we don't know when you're dropping, you're changing your mind all the time, you're not communicating with the bigger label who also, Republic has a bunch of other acts, but Republic, their sister or brother label is basically Interscope, this and third. If nobody knows what the fuck you're doing because you're just acting as this one-man behemoth consortium, everybody now becomes your victim. So people are looking at it like they weren't that happy. Label people, peers. So the humbling for Drake, or part of it, is for people to show him he ain't bigger than the program, to use a WAC 100 term. You're not bigger than the industry. You don't get to just dictate and everybody just wait and see what happens. And people have had to deal with this for years until perceivably now. Where now the people who were owed interviews versus people who felt like Drake just used them and he don't fuck with them no more or this and third, it's their time to kind of be like, yeah, nigga, You see why it was probably good for you to call me once in a while and keep a good, a good contact here, because now when they're kicking in your fucking back, I'm either going to pop up on the other side or I'm going to pop up like, see? Anyway,
Scorpion obviously a high volume album, but
I'll go back to the thank me later conversation
about what's going on. Like, the work we put in the communities, that space, I know aware of all those emotions. I acquire approval from people who I respect. I'm the song, I only love my bed and my mama, and so yeah, I definitely think that we've always kind of, I guess, broke the mold in that.
So do you feel like Take Care, you kind of took control back of your
number one draft pick? I was like
Here we go.
have that
This is that conversation. By the way, Elliot, if you're watching this, and this is one of those things, that's why I said I would never shark. Like, I don't feel entitled to a Drake interview. Bro, you did a motherfucking brilliant job interviewing Drake, bro. I know I talk a lot. I love running my mouth. I know, like, you and B-Dot was precise with question, methodical, and I'm watching this in 2024. You motherfuckers did a good job. You hit everything. Didn't just focus on maybe one thing that maybe was on your mind. You hit everything. Great interview. I don't know how much it was edited, but great interview. And that's one of the things where it's like, I respect Elliot Wilson's ability to interview. I respect even Joe's ability to interview. I have a different style. Also, while I'm at it, I respect I think Adam's a pretty good interview too, and also even Vlad too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm definitely a yapper. I'm not saying I don't think I'm a horrible interviewer, but I do find at times I have to remind myself to shut the fuck up, because I do this a lot. I stream. So I could talk for 8 hours straight uninterrupted, nobody helping me. So when I'm interviewing someone, I forget that the majority of people watching have heard my opinions about everything already. So it's really the platform for the artist. So I got to check myself. And yeah, sometimes I'll have a thought, yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's just me being honest. But anyway, so I was watching a whole bunch of stuff today, like, just prep for stream and shit like that. Listen to this conversation, and it kind of meshed with what I've heard about, like, literally Drake took the industry. Drake don't do label meetings. You ever heard about Drake going into the Republic offices? Never. He literally, once he got that clout, literally stopped dealing with his label and stopped dealing with the industry, and they became almost a victim of him, or they had to play catch up to him, which is we've never seen from a top artist, right? Like, obviously Wayne wasn't doing that with Birdman, because Birdman was the person who was releasing, obviously through Cash Money, Republic. Obviously Kanye was going through Def Jam, even though blah, blah. Kanye, he was dictating shit, but he was working with the label, right? He was still renegading. It's still Kanye, but he's working with the label, right? You can see old videos of him shooting videos, and like, there's a whole long history there. We've never seen anybody deal with the major record labels like how Drake did. Let me play it.
This is soft or this is emotional or whatever, because I was just kind of like, I guess I just make music for like dusty guys and shit, but like, that's just not really like what inspires me, So I was like the lightning, like got hit by lightning, and now I can like fly, like, and like, and now I'm like invisible and shit. Like, it was like, I was a rare case.
Again, he's talking about him getting into the game. People think he's gonna be like a prodigy, but then he drops Thank Me Later. And Thank Me Later is a product of the record labels. Like, so when you sign to a record label, at least at that time, they're like, yo, this is coming off the heels of, what was that Jay-Z song with Alicia Keys? In New York, Concrete Jungle, whatever it was, right? Like, that time it was like you needed one of those, right? Like, this is coming off of, remember T.I. with Maya, with like he had the Live Your Life. Like, you needed that woman, that pop star thing to have you cross over. It wasn't natural for a rapper to just cross over by just being a rapper, and because there was no rapper as versatile as Drake. Obviously a Kanye West, but Kanye already was deep into his career, right? He's already deep into his career. So they're thinking a new artist, if we're trying to get you to cross over, you need to, okay, let's put it on the table. Let's get you with the streets, Jeezy. Let's get you with Rick Ross. Let's also get you with Alicia Keys, right? And it was an industry held album, and that's how the industry used to treat the people they signed for a lot of money, right? We got to make sure you win, so let's give you these records and check all the boxes.
And yeah, I think I just felt a lot of pressure to be like, oh, like, you know, I'm gonna kill something with Jeezy and Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Y'all want me to sing? I'll start singing the whole song. Y'all remember that song? So live your life. Hey, gonna chasing that paper, don't live your life. Hey.
Keys and I was just enamored by like the whole space, you know. It was just pretty crazy to me that any of these people would even make music with me.
You did not think that was Pluto. Stop it.
So yeah, I think that's the best way to describe that album was, you know, kind of a victim of my surroundings at the time, and not like victim, but like
victim of the industry. That's what he's trying to say. It was a victim of the industry.
A product of my surroundings at the time. You know, really just trying to execute for the people around me.
By the way, this is, you know, I think that mold has been broken, but this is a good rubric for new artists who are, you know, out of the box that get signed. Don't let the label put their heavy hand on the scale to create a stock label artist. You know, these labels have like this winning formula, like they have the monopoly on the music game based on they own parts of all the streaming services. They own parts of everything that's get them paid. And the thing with that is, you know, and that's what I'm saying about like people thinking like the music industry needs Drake. No, they could manufacture a new Drake, right? So what happens a lot with the industry is, yeah, they are rolling the dice, but not as much as you think. So that's why they just give, okay, here's the package that you need to get to blah, 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 blah. And it works for some, doesn't work for others. You know, the labels don't give a fuck who it worked for as long as it worked for somebody. If you're that unique artist, you have to reject it. You are rolling the dice, but you reject it. And if you're the guy, you end up being Drake. I'm not saying Drake, but you end up being, there's many artists who kind of, like The Weeknd did it too. Anyway, let me keep going.
And also, I'm pretty sure being from Canada was some pressure, you know, coming out of Toronto. I saw in a previous interview with Complex, like in 2009, you said like the city is known for hate, and he never really had an icon, but you know, like a hometown hero. But now you're the guy. Like, how does that feel? You know, being looked on as that person.
I think that it's just probably the most important achievement of mine, which would just be, well, there's a few layers to it. So it'd be giving the city an identity.
Right.
At a time where, you know, I remember a lot of my friends and stuff used to speak with like fake American accents or like just waiting and being like, yo, will it ever happen, you know? And so you get a bunch of people kind of just competing at the same level for the same shows and the same radio spots and stuff, and it breeds a lot of headbutting. Right. And yeah, I think as we started to rise, the biggest thing and the most important thing was that everyone else got to see that it was possible. Because at the time, the pitch was far-fetched. Like, okay, so you're telling me this Canadian Jew child actor is gonna be what? Is gonna be like someone that we say is in our top 5, top 10, whatever. It's like, it was a hard sell. Yeah. And I think that it took me probably being the furthest candidate and making it happen for everybody else just to realize, like, you know, it's like, even with like, man, all these guys, like you look at the footage of Abel downtown Toronto singing, you know, back when he was just roaming the streets and, you know, and just up to no good, but just had raw talent. And, you know, Tory Lanez, who used to be like outside, like shopping malls trying to battle people and shit. Like, you know, all these people had drive, and all these.
Okay, so he's kind of showing how, like, you know, obviously Kanye West is the person we're gonna give a lot of credit to for like breaking a lot of this industry mold, but Drake did too.
So that was big, man. That was big for.
You think Take Care was the first bridge of bringing that to the table? Like, so do you feel like Take Care, you kind of took control back of your career in a sense?
Yeah, here we go.
Built you and 40 building your sound?
Yeah, I think I just like really came back home, you know, after running around with Wayne on God knows how many tours and studio nights, and yeah, just kind of came back home and reconnected with my friends, reconnected with, you know, 40, sonically we reconnected, and just realized that we have a true opportunity to, again, establish ourselves separately from everybody else. So that was when we were truly hell-bent on we're gonna have our own sound that sounds like our city, and it's gonna be dark, and it's gonna be moody, and it's gonna sound like how cold it feels outside. And of course, Oliver, being the genius that he is, goes, well, look, I got this kid. Come downstairs in the rain and listen to this kid. His name's The Weeknd. And like, so that was a huge thing, was just like, realizing that there was just other kids cooped up in this dark ass studio, cooking up dark music, and again, like I remember even like during those times, like just being inspired by different things. Like I remember when Abel first played me Dirty Sprite 1, and we were just like, oh man, this is happening in Atlanta too. Somebody's on, and it was just, it was over. Like, like no disrespect to,
Here we go.
No disrespect when I say this, but like, the days of like just trying to get like a pop smash with Alicia Keys on the hook was like, it was over.
Yeah.
I didn't want that anymore. I didn't need a shiny big, I just needed something that like I can look back on and say, that's me. That's me and my friends and my city and my people. And I think from there I've never strayed from
I
really
think that's the
that.
thing you don't get credit for. You kind of redefine what a hit is, in a sense, right? Because you're this chart topper, but you listen to these songs, they're not like what we were taught. We're like, some of them are, but some of them aren't. Most of them aren't like what you would think the radio single is. Do you think you sort of redefine what a hit is with your consistency?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we were thinking at the time when we decided to drop Marvin's Room as like a lead single. So yeah, I definitely think that we've always kind of I guess broke the mold in that regard, and it just continues. It continues. I mean, even all the way up until God's Plan, right? Like God's Plan was a song.
That's also interesting. Remember God's Plan? He literally says, yo, I got $1 million budget because he's the biggest artist in the planet. He says, I don't want to make a $1 million video by having the wildest video. I'm just going to give out the money that they gave me. Basically almost dissing the fact that labels put these budgets on you. As the bigger you get allotted more budget. He's just like, I don't need $1 million. I'm gonna give it out in a video. That's just like giving the middle finger to your label, right? Yo, this $1 million that they just wired you for you to shoot a video, you're just like, fuck you. I'm gonna take this $1 million and I'm gonna give it away.
That I recorded like on a whim in my condo and thought nothing of it. I only had the first verse and the hook. I sent it to Trippy and I was like, yo, maybe this could work for your album. And he was obviously, caught up, busy, whatever, doing his thing. And I know people punish him for that. They shouldn't punish him for that though. Sometimes artists send a song. I was looking through my text the other day and Young Thug sent me that Lil Baby song to get on, and I was so mad because I just Lil Baby off So Much Fun. He had sent me like 12 songs, but in that 12-song package, Lil Baby was in there. I was like, damn, that's like one of my favorite joints on the album. How did I not get a verse off on that? But yeah, I sent it to him, and whatever happened, it didn't really work out that way, and then it leaked. And people forced my hand because they were like, yo, that shit sounds hard. And we had to rush and turn around because I was worried that another artist was gonna get the version and just start laying like random verses on it, which back in the day was a huge hustle for people, getting leaks with like one verse idea leaks, and then like a random artist off like, whatever would just be like, yeah, this is me and Drake's new shit.
That's what happened with this song right here, which I wish Drake could put it on Views. Like this guy right here is like not even, like, nigga, Drake don't know this nigga. This nigga added a verse to this shit. But like this was supposed to be like kind of like an intro, and it was supposed to be on Views. And this was when the title was supposed to be Views from the 6. Colin.
He lives. I hope that they remember me for everything I did.
Yeah.
This some views from one time.
Yeah, so some random niggas just put a verse on the end of it. Anyway. Yeah, so he's kind of like driving home the point I was trying to make. So there's 2 points that I was trying to make during this segment. And by the way, again, we're not talking about Drake for the whole night, so don't you worry. We're about to move on. The point is this. Drake has earned some of this, if we're going to call it bad karma, bad juju, whatever you call, because Drake has forged these friendships that's just not authentic. You've made people think that you're their guy. At the height of their career, you're super tapped in. They feel like you're locked in with them. And as your career is going on, they kind of get resentful that the same way you used to hang with them, you're hanging with newer artists and they need a favor now and they feel like they couldn't get a favor from you. Then they also start to reimagine how you jumping on their song at the beginning or peak of their career may have helped you. They're like, yo, matter of fact, when Drake jumped on my song, that was to help him and keep his buzz going on because he was being attached to everything hot. They start looking at it different and they're like, yeah, I can see that now because now I'm not that hot and Drake don't want to jump on no song no more. It's not about the song. It was about the moment and it was about how hot I was. They feel a little bit different about you now, right? So there's a lot of resentment there. On the media side, there's a lot of people who felt like Drake promised them interviews, used to talk to them, leak records to them, give them exclusives, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then they're like, yo, bro, as time is going on, whether it's radio station DJs or whatever, they're like, yo, you don't fuck with the radio guys no more, right? Like, obviously, you see, Flex was a little bit, remember, he did the whole freestyle on Flex, right? Like, if we go back to, Drake freestyle Flex, he did a freestyle on Flex. Shit. A couple years later, Charlamagne's the new hot thing, and DJ Clue is on there, even though Flex was premiering the diss songs, but, he started showing love to them, so Flex is even mad, I'm not saying Flex was only mad because of that, but, oh my God, they want me to get these ads so bad. YouTube, what's wrong with y'all? Anyway. Do y'all remember this freestyle though? Yo, by the way, this is, Drake, everybody says, Drake got to redeem himself from this. He did. Nigga, look at, we just played the joint with him and, Central C on the Radar. We played Behind Bars. We played a lot of these joints. Like, he's done radio freestyles. He just hasn't done it with Hot 97 since, right? And by the way, some people, like, again, let me tell you this. There's so much silent resentment for Drake. I've heard people say this. They're like, yo, I haven't seen Drake kick it with Skepta in a minute. When Skepta was the person to be seen with, he was all over the place with him. Yo, I haven't seen Drake with Popcorn in a bit. Like, they pretty much are what they're really criticizing to say, Drake, you used to be with people and act like you're, these are your guys for the moment it benefited you. And once the wave or the time passed those people, we never seen you with them again. And I'm not sure if those people feel like that, but that's where, like, you hear, like, some of the criticism that, and I think Kendrick even uttered some of that, where it's like, yo, you're using people. You know what I mean? Infamously, Joe Budden said this, I believe, on Wake. Was it Wake? Lyrics? He's like, I think you're the person who something and use people or use things. I can't remember what it was. Let me see, Joe Budden. He had a bunch of songs. Let me see. He had like a bar about it. And I'm going to be honest, I think, is it use? Okay, yeah, right here. He says like, yo, where did the boy brain change? Was it the club scene? Now you just sound like you use people and love things. The entendres, that upswing when I call you drug king. Yeah, the record. Okay, so basically, yeah, this was like a very interesting line. He says, now you sound like you use people and love things, but later for how you use people and love things, right? And it was basically just kind of saying, and by the way, this is a reference to Drake's Connect record on Nothing Was the Same when he says, wish you would learn to love people and use things, not the other way around. And I guess Joe flipped it on him to say, bro, you sound like the person who use people and love things. There is a lot of people who feel like Drake used them. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't even going to lie to y'all. So a lot of motherfuckers who feel like Drake used them, right? I could tell you as a fact, there's a bunch of people who have told me, they're like, yo, hey, Act, right now you're like this streamer who, you know, like is infused in hip hop, but also in the streaming world, and that's the world Drake wants to connect with. That's the only reason why you and his relationship has ever been blah, 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 blah. At this point, just know there will be a time beyond this where, again, you will become the ignored one. You know what I mean? And trust me, there's like a bunch of people they're like giving me the telltale sign. They're like, yo, we're just giving you a story because it happened to us. And it's like, yeah, a lot of these people feel like Drake used them. I'm going to be honest with you. And, you know, I think that's something he has to deal with, right? Like, shit. We know how this industry is, especially on a likability scale. Like, you know, if people felt like you fucked them over, did them wrong, that's, you know, they're going to espouse that through maybe their opinions or maybe other ways that's going to affect how people maybe view you, right?
Cipha Sounds heavy.
Cipha.
Let's get it.
Juanito is on the camera shooting the movie.
Yeah.
In HD.
Yeah. Young. What up?
1080p is the film. Available on DVD Monday.
Yeah.
Drake, what's good, my brother?
I'm here, man. I'm ready. I remember listening the last time I listened to one of these Flex.
What's
you know,
good?
the boy said something. He said, Flex, let me touch the city, let him know where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Can I do that?
You want to do that?
Can I do that?
Hold up. Turn his mic up a little bit.
Can I do that?
Turn his mic up.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Okay, tell him, yeah.
New York, New Jersey.
Is this Cipha? No, it's not Cipha.
I'm here. Toronto, Canada, I'm in here.
Oh.
All the way from.
All the way?
Degrassi, all the way from.
Let me situate this.
Yeah. All the way from it. Yeah, I'm telling you.
That last look at the BlackBerry to make sure it's not on like it didn't auto lock that you got to put the passcode in to open it is classic. Yeah, this is like early Drake. What year is this? Oh, this is 2009. This is 2009, people. Oh shit.
I'm telling you.
Hey, yo, who said that? Messiah Isaiah talking about the OG nose. Stop playing. My boy ain't getting no goddamn BBL. That's his original nose, nigga. That's Drake's nose. Everybody knows it. Lord knows, nigga. Lord knows, everybody knows, and you know, nigga. That's his original nose. Stop playing.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. That's slow down.
Young. I got you.
Yeah.
I say, young money to the young boy dying out. You hear me crying out, you see me riding out. And if your man get the stunt, we'll buy him out. Cause we be living what these other rappers lying about. Drizzy Drake, what? Funk.
Oh, we be living what these other rappers lying about.
All the way?
Degrassi, all the way from.
Let me situate this.
Yeah, all the way from it.
My boy was rapping like Jada Kiss, like Cassidy. Rapping like Tory Lanez is on here. Like, come on, like Hove. Come on. Throw up the rock side real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Young. I got you. Look. I say, young money to the young boy dying out. You hear me crying out, you see me riding out. And if your man get the stunt, we'll buy him out. Cause we be living what these other rappers lying about. Drizzy Drake, what? Funk Flex, Hot 97, I'm so far gone. Yeah, I'm just getting started, here we go. Look. Feeling good, feeling great, how you though? Bet you hear my name every single place that you go. Sipping on pink shit, but nah, it ain't nouveau. Woo! Slow the F down for your asses on Pluto.
Talk to
yeah, tell me what it do. I belong to the youngest Grammy-nominated crew. My city love me, but I got Toronto haters too that sit around and talk about what they'd have done if they was you. Yeah, but no, I ball without a sphere in sight. Club owners give me reasons to appear at night. And just know that I be in the mirror like, are you listening? I hope you hear it right. Yeah, I'm in the Aston doing donuts. I will kill the game.
Oh my God, my boy say he's in the Aston doing donuts.
Great, how you though? Bet you hear my name every single place that you go. Sipping on pink shit, but nah, it ain't nouveau. Slow the F down for your asses on Pluto. Yeah, tell me what it do. I belong to the youngest Grammy-nominated crew. My city love me, but I got Toronto haters too that sit around and talk about what they'd have done if they was you. Yeah, but no, I ball without a sphere in sight. Club owners give me reasons to appear at night. And just know that I be in the mirror like, Are you listening? I hope you hear it right. Yeah, I'm in the Aston doing donuts.
Yes.
I will kill the game and never send it my condolence.
Okay.
Taught to never love a chick and only love the moments. New York City, I could tell the people want it. What you got for me, Flex?
You said you're in the Aston Martin. You said you're in the Aston Martin doing donuts.
Yeah, I said that. And I'ma never send my condolence when I kill it.
Exactly. You know what it is? It's Hot 97 is the
Yeah.
station. Funkmaster Flex, I run the city. My man Drake is in the building.
I'm in
we
here.
we shut it down.
Give me some for the city.
If you just stepped into New York, if this is your first time in New York,
Yeah.
you're tuned in
Yeah.
to the Kingpin.
Yes.
Hot 97.
Let me see. Does anybody know that beat? Spam if you know that beat real quick. Let me see who really hip hop fans in here. Y'all know that beat. Come on. What beat is that? What beat is that? What beat is that? What beat is that? Yo, this is 2009. How old were y'all in 2009? Holy. Y'all niggas never did no ass in the donuts. That's why y'all can't relate. Okay. Some people got it.
Should I give you something else? Throw something
Please,
else
give me
on?
something else. Come on, man. I'm ready. Give me something else. Yeah.
Yo, didn't the BlackBerry have that little scroll wheel? It was like almost like a little button that could scroll. Y'all think Drake was on it like when it's like, all right, man, yo, cause Flex is hyping it. You think he was scrolling like, oh my god, next verse. You think he was doing that? Yo, why did they? Yo, you know every like freestyle on Flex these days, like niggas get like 10 takes. Like niggas get a chance to look cool. They be editing them, all type of shit. Why did they do Drake like this? Yo, they kind of did him dirty. I think they kind of did Drake like they knew like he wasn't on shit. Nah, they knew that he wasn't like it's like they were trying to play him, bro. All right. By the way, we got a Kendrick Lamar freestyle. What year was this? This is 2012. All right, we gonna watch this afterwards. We're gonna see if they kept the same energy type shit. You feel me? But here we go. That my boy doing he was in an Aston doing donuts.
You said you're in the Aston Martin. You said you're in the Aston Martin doing donuts.
Yeah, I said that. And I'ma never send my condolence.
I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Drake's face when he said, yeah, I said that. It was so hilarious.
You said you're in the Aston Martin.
Look at Drake's face.
You said you're in the Aston Martin
Look, right here.
doing donuts.
Yeah, I said that. And
I said that.
I'ma never send my condolence when I kill it.
Exactly. You know what it is? It's Hot 97 is the station. Funkmaster Flex, I run the city. My man Drake is in the building.
I'm in here.
We shut it down.
Give me some for the city.
If you just stepped into New York, if this is your first time in New York, you're tuned in to the Kingpin.
Yes.
Hot 97. Should I give you something else? Throw something
Please,
else
give me
on?
something else. Come on, man.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Give me something else. Yeah. Yeah. New York, I see you. Look, Oliver 40, I see you. Nico, what up? Ho. All right.
Nah, Flex, you shouldn't have changed the beat. He was ready to go back in. Why you change the beat like that? Why you change the beat like that, man? Even Drake was like, nigga, I ain't tell you to change the beat.
All right, I gotta get on my gritty. You want me on my gritty?
We want you on the gritty.
Yeah. New York, I see you. Look.
Yeah, I love Drake, but this is a hilarious freestyle, bro.
Oliver 40, I see you. Nico, what up? Ho.
Ho. Yo, it's like you almost said ho.
All right. I gotta get on my gritty. You want me on my gritty? All right.
Yeah.
Look.
Yo, that's when Drake had that little retarded hand right here. That little retarded hand was going crazy for Drake back there.
New York, check. I say it like this, I say, vacuum materials and shine wheels. What your life like? This how mine feels. I like my seat back, I like my wine chill. I look good, smell better, and I rhyme ill.
Ooh.
You want me on my gritty? All right. Look. New York,
Hey, chat, what beat is this? Let me hear you in the chat.
Oliver 40, I see you. Nico, what up? Ho. All right. I gotta get on my gritty. You want me on my gritty?
Yeah,
all right.
I want you on the gritty.
Look.
Hey.
Look.
Okay. Talk to him.
New York.
Yeah.
Check.
OVO.
I say it like this.
Six
I say
side.
Vacuum materials and shine wheels.
Yeah.
What's your life like? This how mine
Yo.
feels. I like my seat back.
Yo, if you had somebody to ad libbing, bruh, fire.
Look.
Yeah.
New York.
What up?
Check.
Talk to him.
I say it like this.
Drizzy
I
Drake.
say
Yeah.
Vacuum materials and shine wheels.
What
What's
else?
your life like? This how mine feels.
And
I
what?
like my seat back. I like my wine chill. I
Okay.
look good, smell better, and I rhyme ill. I say
Talk
I'm
to
at
him.
these girls' neck and head. You and your girl sleep in separate beds. And yeah,
Oh, hell
I
no.
get started, but I'd rather get a check instead.
Yeah.
I kill this. Tell Flex it's dead. You got
Ooh.
birthday cake, mine's wedding tall. Y'all lemon small. Y'all never ball. I get the girl your dreams and I never call. NY, I got it. I'm about whatever, y'all. Yeah, 40, here's my interviews. Tone it down. I'm at your girl condo getting shown around. Yeah, why you taking everything personal? This that in your face, all offensive on purpose flow.
Okay.
My city never effing need me. Yeah, oh wait, no, they really need me. Oh wait, hold up, young effing Wheezy. Holla at me when you done effing Wheezy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's young Drizzy.
Second hand.
Yeah. All right. I told you.
Nah, my nigga heard the bomb. He was like, I'm good.
Offensive on purpose flow. My city never effing need me.
And
yeah,
what else?
Oh wait, no, they really need me.
Yep.
Oh wait, hold up, young effing Wheezy.
Okay.
Holla at me when you done effing Wheezy.
Run the Drizzy.
Yeah. Okay, it's young Drizzy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I told you.
Come on.
New York.
What
New
up?
York. New York, you gotta understand.
Go
I've been
back
on
in.
the road for like 2 months. Just grinding it out. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the road really like doing these shows every night. So I'm coming in. Ooh.
Oh, nah. Hit the Blackberry. Scroll. 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 Yeah.
That's how you feel tonight,
Yeah.
Flex?
Yeah. OVO. XO. Six side. Six
up.
God. Talk to
call me
him.
off
Yeah.
You call me all the
Yeah.
way off now.
Hey. It's
All
the
right.
boy. Drizzy.
right.
Drake.
I'ma
Do
get this.
right.
Hold on. Can we
And
come
kill
back?
everything.
Can we do
Hey.
it?
Hey.
Can we
Hey.
come back?
Oh, what? Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, drop a bomb on that.
Wait, hold on. I'ma get him.
Nah, that was classic. Even if you breathe on the track, it's classic. Holy.
I'ma get him.
So crazy.
I promise I'ma get him. I
So
promise. I can't
crazy.
give him everything, Flex. Like,
No, you can't.
I can't give him everything because you gotta understand. This is my first. You want me to do it again? You want me to give? This is my first like real.
Nah. Ain't no do-overs. Ain't no mulligans with Drake. You already gave the classic, B. You gave the classic. It's Aubrey, nigga.
Time on the radio. Like this is my first real.
Your first real like blast off.
Like with the big dogs.
Launch.
Like with the.
Yeah, well, you know,
With the big dog.
I'm saying? Like
and
it doesn't get much realer than
I want to
this.
get the
Come on, let me hear Ken.